I'm just doing a video. This is the planets in order, and this is exactly why I question my own reality. This is why I question if I'm in my own personal matrix simulation. This world being a highly advanced computer simulation, like a virtual reality, like the Matrix, the film The Matrix. And this is why I sometimes question but don't believe, because I can't allow myself to believe it's my personal matrix and everything around me is an illusion. I'm the only conscious thinking being, and everything around me is just a figment of my augmented reality. People ask if Australia is not observed, is it there? Does it exist? And I believe it is. But this thought out there that people have that things only appear on observation, like things will only be there when they're observed. I don't agree with that. It's like now, being on this now, if I walk out the room now and leave my laptop on the side and someone else walks in, they're going to see that, are they? No matter who walks in the room, they're going to see exactly what's left. So I don't believe things appear when observed. So I don't believe that thought, on this, yeah, observation, you know, things being there when it's observed by the eye. But this is why I question, the nature of reality and my own reality. Because these here are the planets in order. The 8 planets: Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. And this has been a long process of information like this. This actually came from going to write a song. I was writing a song, and I wanted to put the planets within the song. So this is how I came across this. This is not an interest for me personally. I wasn't searching for this, which proves that it's even more credible than I personally think, because I wasn't searching for this. So to come across this by trying to write a song proves that I wasn't searching for it. Someone give me this knowledge, and it is. We can have all kinds of opinions in life. We can argue till we're blue in the face, but some things, you can't deny, you can't argue about. These numbers here: Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. These numbers correlate how many letters there are in each name. So Mercury there's 7, Venus 5, Earth 5, Mars 4, Jupiter 7, Saturn 6, Uranus 6, Neptune 7. Now all these numbers going down correlate to 47. You add these numbers up, individual numbers, and you'll get 47. Mars and Jupiter's middle 2 is 47. And you've got to get away from numerology. I'm not trying to prove anything here, I'm just trying to show you that it's highly improbable that these planets could be named by individual people throughout the times, and it's not being connected from one main source right at the beginning. It's impossible that scientists and observers and astronomers, could be discovering these planets, naming the planets in different decades for these numbers to correlate, but at the same time, I'm not trying to prove it, but it is proof. These numbers correlate to 47, 755476667, and they total 47. And the middle two numbers, at the time when I looked, the time there is 23:47. I keep away from that because I can't. Uh, anyway, it has no relevance to time being 23:47. For me personally, when I looked then, it were 23:47. But people will always see it as numerology. They won't see it as science. They'll always put it down to coincidences because it's not coming from the highest realms of science, and because it's not Einsteinian, and it's not really. Yeah, it's where it's who it's being presented from. It's like what's people always put it down to numerology and coincidence and say conspiracy theory, or not actually take it with any serious thought. But it is because you cannot get those numbers that correlate to 47 in total, and 4 and 7 being in the middle. It's impossible. It's mathematically improbable, and it's logically improbable that people could name these planets individually throughout the times, and those numbers would be like that. It's almost in numerical order. It's almost a mirrored type of number. Like they're 5 and 5, 6 and 6. It's absolutely impossible that them numbers would correlate to 47 in total and 4 and 7 be in the middle. And this is why I question my own reality, because where has this come from? And this is a long process of things. This is not just this. You don't understand. You don't understand nothing about my life. You don't know anything about my life. You know what you hear off other people who know nothing about my life. You don't know the first thing about my life. People get their information of my life off other people who get information of other people who know nothing about my life. And this here is not an opinion. This is not something I'm even interested in. But it's very significant. This basically proves a God. It proves that it disproves evolution. It completely disproves evolution. Because there's no way we could evolve and there's no God. And these numbers would correlate in that order. It's absolutely impossible. Do you understand? It's absolutely impossible. Uranus was discovered by William Herschel in 1781 on the 13th of March. William Herschel. William Revered, yeah. William Herschel, Uranus. I don't know why I seem to go around the mouth with these. I don't know why it takes me. I go around the mountains. In the course of an observation on the 13th of March 1781, he realised that one celestial body he observed was not a star, but a planet, Uranus. So he discovered Uranus on the 13th of March 1781, and this is part of this world numerology. The 13 is a highly significant number. It's a number that represents good and bad. So Uranus was discovered by William Herschel on the 13th of March 1781. Jupiter has 13 moons, but that could change. But what's there now, as far as I understand, 13 moons. Earth is 13,000 kilometres in width. As far as I understand, 13,000 kilometres in width. I mean, the Great Pyramid of Giza is a prime example. Geographically, at the centre landmass of Earth, it's it's a percentage that cannot be orchestrated by anybody on Earth. The Egyptians couldn't have built the Great Pyramid of Giza. It's been an ongoing debate for centuries who built the pyramids. We're still asking today how they did it. And then humans couldn't have done it unless they had far more advanced technology at that time. That's the only way the great pyramids could have been built if they had far more advanced technology than we've got now. You see, we have this illusion. We think that technology we have today is new and that it's never been on this planet before. But what's to say it's not been on this planet before? What's to say that where we are today could have been done 500 years ago? Electricity, mobile phones, is it new to the planet or is it just new to the human species? But these numbers here, this here, and this is not an opinion, this is something that no one could really argue. No one could put this down to a coincidence. No one could put this down to there's nothing in it. Because there's no way you'd get these planets 755, at the opposite end 766, in the middle 4 and 7, and then them numbers there totaling 47. It's absolutely impossible. The 1947 Doomsday Clock. This is basically where we are today with the world's concerns with climate change and a possible, nuclear war. Just where we are with how things are in the world. I mean, it's chaotic. We're living in very very dangerous times. And the Doomsday Clock began 1947. The Doomsday Clock is a symbol which represents the likelihood of a man-made global catastrophe, maintained since 1947 by the members of the Bulletin of the Atomic Scientists, Science and Security Board. The clock represents an analogue for the threat of global and nuclear war. Since 2007, it has also reflected climate change and new developments in life science and technology that can inflict irrevocable harm to humanity. The clock represents a hypothetical global catastrophe as midnight, and the Bulletin's opinion on how close the world is to a global catastrophe as a number of minutes to midnight. Its original setting in 1947 was 7 minutes to midnight. It has been set backward and forward 23 times since then, the smallest ever number of minutes to midnight being 2 in 1953 and in 2018, the largest 17 in 1991. That was when the First Gulf War started, so that's more than likely why the largest was 17 in 1991, because that was the first Gulf War in 1991. 17th of January, I believe, Operation Desert Storm began. I believe 1991 Operation Desert Storm was launched on the 17th of January. And this is, my thoughts. This is, I've got loads, loads of right need of this 17 and 13 and 23's part of it as well. That these numbers represent history of people, politics. That leads on from one person, one situation to the next. That ultimately will lead to a conclusion. Like this, 1947, the Doomsday Clock. But anyway, that's the Doomsday Clock, and that began since 1947. 1947. Mars and Jupiter 47. You see, these is where I did the calculations, because these are the numbers going down. 755476667, and this is where, because it's mathematical, these sequence of numbers, these equations that I've done here without going into it, you're either interested if you're not, and I don't think if I speak for 5 hours it's going to make you any more interested. I'm sure if I go down a little bit you can pause and look at it if you want, or not. I'd rather give you the ability just to look at it and read it, if you understand it, rather than me speak for 6 hours, you're not give a shit either way. It's a lot easier if I just do that. Should all continue. It's binary code as well. These digits of binary code. The 7 represents a 0. The 5 minus the 0 is 5. can't even. I'm not. These are numbers. Let me just go back up here again. Because it's binary coded. Well, these are digits. These numbers going down. 755476667. Right. So these here. This calculates into a binary code. So the 2 sevens here represent a 0. Right, I'm gonna end up going on the mountains here, so I'll just make it simple. Reset that. I'm just gonna quickly do it. This here is binary code 755476667, and this is my calculations. You can't manipulate these. I have no motives to manipulate these numbers. You know, and I can't discover that and then manipulate, you know, the numbers to mean something else when this wasn't an interest to begin with. You know, I mean, motives wouldn't be to, you know, to be given this and then to manipulate it to mean something. You know, I'm either looking for something and I'm trying to manipulate it, or I'm not. I don't discover this and try and manipulate something. Anyway, I think I'm going to quickly sum it because I can't be bothered with a long drawn out 6 hour back and forth, up and down, round the fucking merry-go-round, incoherent, because that's what they'll get to. They'll get to an incoherent, you know, that's beginning. I think I'll just, I'll quickly just end it where I started. But this is why I question the nature of reality, because this is not something of an opinion. It's not something I'm interested in. It's not something I'm not interested in science. I'm not interested in artificial intelligence. I'm not interested in, you know, God or religion or nuclear wars. I'm not sat here, you know, preparing for the end of the world. I don't have big bags of fucking spuds underneath my floorboards. You know, I don't have big boxes of tomatoes, you know, in seeds, you know, plant them and regrow in the woods and live happily ever after. I'm not a doomsday prepper. I have no interest like I'm quite a basic person. All this 13 and 17 and extraterrestrials and God, it's not an interest to me. Even more so why I know it's very credible because I wasn't looking for it. It came to me. It's so these numbers here. It's impossible that humans could have discovered these at individual times and named them individually to have that correlation down there. 755476667. Absolutely impossible. Uranus was discovered by William Herschel, 1781, on the 13th of Mars. Jupiter has 13 moons. I mean, Mars and Jupiter, 4 and 7. 4 and 7. And them numbers there, total 47. It's impossible. It's absolutely impossible. So this here, you know, and no one could ever, you know, people could argue this, but it'd be pointless because they could never win. Because there's no way that these could be named individually and those numbers correlate 755476667 and then numbers down there totaling 47. It is mathematically improbable. That is not a coincidence. That is science. It is science. That is not a matter of opinion. I'm not trying to prove anything here. Just trying to show you why I question my own reality, and people know nothing about my life. People don't know the first thing about my life. People seem to think I'm in this room looking my windows, looking up to the stars. Look, Mama, the aliens, Mama. The aliens, and I'm not. I'm quite a basic person. I'm quite a straightforward person. I don't go around kind of singing daft songs asking people for money with a fruit bowl on my head doing daft fucking claps. Do you understand? This here is a kind of just a small percentage of my life. Because this is not something of an opinion. This is this is proving basically the existence of a God. It disproves evolution. And it does. It disproves evolution. Anyway, I think I'll leave it there. But this is why I do question the nature of reality, my own reality, because this is coming from a much higher realm. Because it would have to. Because I've not searched for this. And if I did search for this, don't you think it'd be a bit of a coincidence to find these planets and them numbers correlating down, and the two middle numbers 4 and 7? Add these numbers up. These numbers add up to 47. Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune all add up to 47. And 47 and 4 and 7 are in the middle with Mars and Jupiter. Why? The Doomsday Clock, 1947. I think I'll leave it there.